Okay, we have started accounts payable introduction, then we have seen the entire business process procedure, then a normal configuration of accounts payable, that how to implement basics of accounts payable have been covered. Do you have any queries for all these points like account groups for vendors, number ranges, tolerances, reconciliations, how to go for vendor masters, the number ranges, right? All these points, the first half have been completed. The part which is uncovered here is the end user activities. That means, suppose if you are working as an accounts payable accountant, where you are responsible to look after invoices, open item, cleared item, okay, payments, and all, how you have to, take a charge for all these responsibilities. Let's start with posting of a vendor invoice. What's the entry? Your purchase account is going to get debited, and your vendor is of course going to get credited. Okay, so you got two ways. One is stock invoice, which is the responsibility of that is procurement side. The transaction code is MIRO, M-I-R-O, is used for stock invoice. Another side, if it is without integration, if they are using any third-party application, if they are using any other application, right, where we are receiving invoices through email or physical invoices, then you are just responsible to update your finance by posting an entry. Okay, what's that? You can use complex by using transaction code FDI43. If it is enjoy posting, you can go for FB60. Clear? So let's go to easy access and see the navigation. Now navigation is very easy, no need to go for SPR or IMG. Why? Because that's not an activity of consultant. Okay, it's purely a role of an end user, right? So you have to start with accounting, right? Accounting, then financial accounting, then accounts payable, and so on. It is connected. Okay, accounting, financial accounting, accounts payable. It's a bit slow today. Accounts payable. Can you see that? Document entry. This is used for enjoy posting, and this is used for complex posting. And you know the posting keys which we have discussed earlier. In general ledger we have used 40 and 50 for debit and credit. Here we have used 25 and 31 for debit and credit, which is exclusively for vendor. So when we post a transaction, 40 will be purchase, 31 will be vendor. Okay, I hope there is no confusion for that entry what you have seen here. I hope this is quite clear. Is there anyone who is having a problem with this entry? Why it is 40 and why it is 31? I hope it's just a simple logic which is used. Okay, no confusion. If still you have, then please go through my earlier report, which will clarify your doubts. Okay, the moment I double click on it, okay, I'm able to see an invoice. What's that? It's a complex invoice. You got header data, and the document type which is default here is KR, for which we have created number ranges. What's an indicator of KR for which we have configured number ranges?
19.
Yes, it is 19. And for KZ, 15, KA, 17. Why 17? Okay, now the default posting key is 31. That means we have to call vendor first. Then the next posting key which is expected in this screen is, the next posting key which you have to use here is 40 for purchases. Okay. Now, give document date and posting date. I'm taking up today's date, but you guys are aware that on the difference between document date and posting date. Got it? There is no confusion. Document date is an original date of a document, maybe 2 days back, maybe 8 days back, maybe an historical date. But posting date is always a present date on which you are trying to post a transaction. Okay, now look at here. What's the company code? RETL. Okay. See, if you are seeing a period field is blank, leave it like that. Don't try to count on your fingers that, you know, if April is the first period, April, May, June, July, oh, it is 4th, I'm trying to put 4th here. No, no need. If this is blank, system will take the period from this date. Okay. Now, currency INR. I told you already, if you are trying to figure out that, you know, why we are not taking up different currencies here, obviously, your doubt is 100% correct. We are going to cover all forex related transactions in our new GL concept. That is our final days. Okay, I don't want you guys to get confused here. Okay, now give currency, then come down here. Sucking up. Server is down today. Server got stuck up. It's raining outside, and if you have this sort of messages, okay, please bear few seconds so that system will be in the normal mode. Then you can proceed. Now, I have taken a currency. The posting key is 31. What does it indicate? What is posting key? I hope everybody have gone through the earlier records. What is posting key? What is posting key? My first question is, what is posting key? And what if I change posting key from 31 to 40? What will be the effect?
Posting keys are like the debits and credit. 40 is for general.
It indicates
general ledger.
Sorry,
general
one by
ledger.
sorry, one by. See, I have given you a simple line, right? Simple line. What is that? Posting key controls line item. That's it. See how to experiment that. If you get down here, posting key 31. Let me go for F4. Look up. A lot of posting keys are there by default, more than 50, right? You can check that. All these are standard posting keys. Now, my question was, what is posting key? Obviously, which controls line item. How to understand that? The moment I gave here 31, now 3125 belongs to vendor. If you give 31 here, now when you are trying to, you know, search the account with F4, system will give you the search related to vendors. Can you see that? Why? 31 posting key is related to vendor activity. Suppose if I remove this, Rajesh, please mute back. Huh? I think from your side I'm getting echo. I remove this and I'll take down 40. Now I gave 40. Now 40 is related to general ledger. Now go to F4 and check what's written here. All general ledger. Is it clear now? This is how you can understand what's posting key, which controls line item. That means if you have seen here 31, that means vendor activity. You have to call vendor, you have to select vendor. If it is 40, obviously general ledger. Got it? So no confusion. Huh? Now I'm trying to proceed with the same 31. If you proceed with 40 also, nothing happens. 14 goes to debit side, 31 goes to credit side. Don't spend your time in all these experiments. Huh? ఇది చేసి చూస్తే ఏమైతుంది చూద్దాం करके देखेंगे क्या होगा. Waste of time. Okay, don't put your head on all these, you know, nonsense experiments. Okay, so when system has given 31, why? Now the question again from the client side is, why 31 here? Then you cross question him. What if you change this 40? Okay, that means you are trying to prove that you are smarter than SAP. It's okay, accept it. But it is again a waste of time. Please don't do this. Huh? So let's proceed with the standard. 31. I'll go to F4. Yesterday, if you remember that I have created one vendor, right? See, while you are searching for a vendor, again you got multiple search options. Better to search your vendor from company code, or else you got all these options to search your vendor. Okay, so the best is give your company code, then press enter, so that you can see the list of vendors which you have created for this company code. Did you remember that master data and all those input fields what you have filled before you have created the master data? I'm talking about the moment you have executed transaction code XK01, what was the first input which you gave in a system? Any idea? System asked you in which company code, in which account group, then press enter, correct? That means better to search your vendor through a company code. I hope everybody is clear. Okay, now I'm going to select my vendor. Double click on it. See, this is my vendor ID. So posting key 31, vendor, press enter. Now my amount. What's the sum of the amount? I'm about to give 2,50,000. Okay. Always use some big amounts like 250, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 16 lakhs. Also, don't try to give that, 1,200, 1,500, 1,000, 800, 500, 800. Okay. This shows the way of testing which you are trying to perform for MNCs. So remember that. Always use some, figures in lakhs. Now, business area, RTHY. It doesn't mean that I'm using only one, so you can't use others. You have, as I have given you an advice, please create some 15 to 20 business areas and try to switch and try to work out in different business areas. So it's a kind of good practice for you. Okay, see, the payment terms is default here. What is this payment terms is all about? Immediate due. That means immediate payment, no due dates. Okay. Now, here you are having a baseline date. This is nothing but a due date. Okay. After this date, you are not supposed to get any cash discounts and all. Before this date, chalo, let me give one more point here. There are different type of dates here. Document date, posting date, beeline date, okay, run date, okay, customer due by date, document posted up to date. Okay. So these kind of dates, different variety, different categories of dates are, still in upcoming sessions. You can see that. Let it be. Now, beeline date is nothing but a due date. Now, text. You can write down. Purchase of, okay, material, nonsense, right? You can mention a specific explanation if you know what exactly it is. Now, what will be this is my first line item. Can you see that? This is my first line item. Now, there may be a confusion. Why credit first? Nothing. Okay, nothing. It's credit first, debit next, then also the same effect. Does it make a big change? No. Okay, so item 1 we have filled for credit. Now, what's next line?
40.
What will be next?
40.
40. Okay, 40. But the question here is, I don't have purchase account. Now, what to do?
You create a general ledger account.
You need to create.
Now, please. I don't want to close my screen. Yes, I don't want to close this screen. I don't want to close this screen. So
/F FS0 sir. FS0 sir.
Okay. FS00. Let me go there. Now, under which group I have to create this? Is it related to admin expenses or current assets or current liabilities?
Current liabilities sir, that is.
शबीर एक दीवार है आजू बाजू देख के जरा एक दो नीचे मारना उसके ऊपर. How can current purchase is a current liability, Baba? Yes, it's a simple question. Where to create purchase? It's a simple account.
Current asset.
You can see that many of you guys are stating without breakfast.
So it's a
Maybe
current
that is not the reason without a cup of coffee. How come it is current asset and current liabilities? Is this a finance staff to whom I am talking about? Have you seen purchases in balance sheet? Purchases in balance sheet?
P&L.
Sir, it is direct expenses.
So, ekkada create cheyali adi cheppu. Where I have to
Trade.
My God. You are
So
going
it's
to
a
be
P&L
a
account.
resource for SAP in future. My question remains the same. In which group, under which group I have to create this? Of course, you said the P&L account, but it is above P&L account. It belongs to trading, right? It comes under direct expense. It comes under direct. If it is direct expenses. That is direct expenses. Manufacturing expense. Manufacturing expense. Okay. Okay. Please, refresh your accounting skills as well. That's the reason domain experience is required. Click on position. Now I'm just checking up my chart of accounts. See here, manufacturing expenses. This is nothing but direct expenses. Okay. What is that series? 400, 200. Okay. Let me go back. N FS00. Click on create button. 400, 200. Your company code. Now press enter. Now account group is going to be manufacturing expenses. Right. Purchase account. See, if you want, you can create all those purchase accounts. Depends on categories, whether it is national purchase, domestic purchase, local purchase, international purchase, foreign purchase, purchase of specific category. Yes, you can have multiple purchase accounts. The way I have already discussed with you guys for sales category, the same applies for purchases as well, with conditions, without conditions. Okay, so you will get this list of accounts from the client, and this list is not same from client to client. Okay, now click on control data tab, only balance in local currency, line item display, sort key 002, click on create bank interest tab, field status G001. Okay, now click on see. So we have got one more group added here for direct expenses. Now I have purchase account. Let me switch back to that screen from where I have started this key. Okay, so posting key 40, 400, 200. How's that? Purchase account. Okay, now press enter. See, purchase account has been taken in this company code, and this is item 2. Go for star. Amount as star, which will copy amount from your first line item. Business area RTSY. Now your purchase text is plus. Press enter. Go to document on menu bar and click on simulate. Okay. The moment you simulate, see, you can check the entry. 31 your vendor, 40 your purchase. Got it? Or any confusion here? Can you see this entry?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Now one more. The document number what you are seeing here is mentioned as internal. Why? Have you seen the way we have configured the number range for KR? Is that I have selected external? No. That means this document number will be taken by the system. Okay. Did you remember we have created from 3001 to 4000, 4001 to 5000 like that for the series? Yes. Now let's click on save. Got it? See, document number 3001. My first invoice got posted in company code RETL. Now how to check that? You can go to FB03 for document display, or else simply go to document and click on display, so that you can display the last document which you have posted here. What's this? It's an invoice. Can you see that? Your header information is also here. Now your line item also here. Now, will it be possible to change this document? What are the fields which are ready to get changed here? Is it possible to change the amount, to change the account, to change the company code? These are all technical questions which I am asking. The same questions is expected in an interview from your client side. Or technical round.
No, sir, we cannot change once.
What my question is, what are those fields which are ready to get changed? Text, value date, and assignment. Got it? See here. Let me show you a change. What are those fields which is ready to get changed in header and line item? If it is header, okay, here is the header fields. Okay, click on this cap, display header document. Can you see that? Now, all are showing it as freeze, right? So what I'll do, I'll click on display change first. So that system from display to change mode. Now, if you click on the cap, system will show you those fields which are changeable in header. That means you can write down header text, one single text for all those line items. Or else if you are writing a reference like monthly expenses or expenses for a specific site or project or construction, whatever it is, you can take down as a reference here. So only those two fields in header. Can you see that? All other fields are freezed. We are not supposed to edit them. Now, when it comes to line item, okay, I'm in change mode. Just double click on each line item. The first line item for your vendor, double click on it. Can you see that? How many fields are editable here? Text, assignment. How you have got this assignment? I already answered this question. This is also an interview question. Remember this. How your assignment field is updated in your. It's your sort key.
Short key.
And what's this? Yes, what's the sort key which you have assigned to the vendor?
4,000 to 5,000.
I'm talking about 3-character code sort key which you have assigned at the time of creation of
067.
You're talking about again field status group. Did you remember that 002 and 012? 012. Vendor number, right? What's my vendor number? 400, 4000. See, this is my vendor ID. And what's the assignment taken here? 404000. Now it's clearly understood that your assignment field is updated from your sort key. See, if you want to remove this and if you want to write down some assignment from your side, yes, system will take that. But by default, assignment field is filled with sort key. Okay, remember these are those fields which are changed. Now you can't change your business area, you can't change your amount, your account and company code. So what you are going to do with all this? And these fields what you are seeing is before clearing. After clearing, this is also get freezed and only assignment, value date and text will get opened. That's it. Okay, so please be careful. Once the document is posted, yes, you can reverse, but this reversal of invoice is only possible if it is not cleared. If this invoice is cleared, now you can't reverse this invoice. Now to reverse the clear invoice, there is a separate process and we'll discuss it later, not now. Okay, remember that. That reversal, what you have seen is straightforward entry for reversal of that document which you have not yet cleared. If this invoice is cleared and you are trying to reverse this, that means you got ground floor and a first floor and it is constructed completely. And now how to demolish that? If there are two owners, now you are the owner of the ground floor, and what you have thought, let me demolish the ground floor and let me construct it again. That means, is it possible? Are you allowed to do that? Why? You have got a dependent on your top. Got it? If there is no dependency, then you can clear this. Still this invoice is not cleared. Yes, you can reverse it. If this invoice is cleared, then first reverse that cleared item, then only you can reverse it. Otherwise you can't. That's another business concept. Let's not touch this. Fine. Now you know how to post an invoice. What are the changes expected? See, I'm double clicking on purchases. Now how many fields? Value date, assignment. Even text is blocked here. Is it clear? Okay. So about a change I've spoken, please be careful about this. This is a question again for an interview. They will ask you in a technical round. See, the expected questions I'm just trying to, point out here. It doesn't mean that I'm aware of all HRs and all companies. Tomorrow, if you go for an interview in Accenture or HP, if they haven't asked any of that question which I have, discussed here, don't ask me tomorrow. No, inta cheppinavu oka question kuda adagaledu ante how can I know that what they are going to ask you. For the maximum, I'm trying my best that these are those areas where questions are expected. I hope that's clear.
So, if I want to enter an invoice from the vendor, do I put it in the reference number, or where do you post it?
Here is the vendor number. This is the vendor number.
If I want to give like a vendor invoice reference.
Yes, reference. Yes, of course you can give it up here. Yes, you go for this reference. Reference is always, the major reference is PO number. Got it? PO number 7865. Okay. What I'll do, see here. I'll post another invoice. Let me show you my question. See here. PO. Okay. Number 6565 or 6560. Now I'm calling up my vendor ID 404320. Press enter. Now this amount is 1,20,000. My business area output. Purchase even. See, you can write down with reference to your number. This is nothing but dual protection for an end user. I hope you are seeing that. 6560. This is your PO number. Okay, posting key 40. Now 400. This is your purchases. Enter. Amount as star. Your business area RTHY. Text as plus. Press enter. Now go to document. Go to document. Simulate. I've just taken. This one is getting stuck up. This is 1,20,000. Now see here. Now it's balanced. Can you see that number?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here. Just click on save. That's it. Okay. The moment you save, see what's your next invoice? 3,002. So total, how many invoices are open for us? 2. Right. Now let me show you a display. Go to document and click on display. And see here, your reference has been captured. Okay. Now, what's next? You have to check the impact of these 2 documents in our reports, right? So the first report, what we have seen is FB03, that's the document display. The second report we'll try to see is FBL1N. Okay, then we'll go for FHGL-B03. FBL1N. This is the transaction code. Now who's that vendor? 404,000. This is my vendor. Or else you can go to F4. Now I have only one. That's the reason I know the ID of a vendor. Right? Or if you have a sequence, like you have a range, you can call up the entire range here and click on execute so that you can check all open items for all those vendors. If it is individual vendor, please call your vendor ID here, give your company code, and see, sometimes may happen you are an accounts payable accountant and you are working on more than one company code. So make sure in which company code for which vendor you are looking for. Okay, there may be a confusion expected. Got it? So let me give you a few inputs about this report, this transaction code FBL1. As I have already declared these details in my introduction, but still, now this is a practical term. That's the reason I'm trying to put pointers here. Now if you have selected a vendor ID and if you select open item, system will display all those invoices, all those proposals. See, we are also called proposals. See, proposals are nothing but, uncleared invoices. Remember that. You might have heard about open item, pending invoices table. It's also known as proposals. So it will show you all those invoices which are open in red color. That is, when system declares the report, when system shows the report, it will show in red sign. Now, when you select cleared item, it will be in green sign, which shows all cleared invoices, paid invoices. Now, if you want to see the both, select all items. Got it? Now, rest of the options we'll see in future. Okay, now let me select this open item. That means how many invoices are open for me? 2. Invoice number 3001 and 3002. Every 2. Now, can you see that? Now, let me show you how to read this report. See, if they are trained accountants, if they are trained auditors, then only they can read this report. Otherwise, you have to explain them what exactly this report columns mean. Okay, the first is status, that is ST. Now, the status is red. What does that mean? Can you see that? Open, uncleared. Your assignment, your document number, your document type, your document date, and what is this? Due. This DD is nothing but due date. Okay, it's a symbol shows bell icon, which is due. Okay, now amount in local currency, your currency name, your text. Now, if this invoice is cleared, that clearing is also comes up with a document number from KZ, right? This is your KR category. Now, this is your KZ category. Okay, or it may be a KA if it is, an adjustment with down payment. So this clearing document, that means this column is very much required for auditors. Why? Because tomorrow if they want to check whether this invoice is cleared or not, if which invoice is cleared, that which clearing document. This is how we knock off the details, right? If some account got debited, somewhere it is credited, right? Every corresponding debit has a corresponding credit. I hope you guys understood that. So this is the way I'm training you guys to be an perfect or expert end user. See, a lot of my guys to whom I train, they have been into, accounts payable specialist or accounts receivable specialist or asset specialist. How? This is what I have explained. Otherwise, see, if I'm trying to train you guys on a simple mode, okay, to posting of an invoice, go to transaction code F-43, and to pay the amount, go to F-53. You're also happy, I'm also happy. But when you go for an interview, when you join any organization, when you have been questioned for this concept, what we have discussed a minute back, then obviously there is no answer. I'm sorry, but this is the fact, where you have been declared by the management that you are a failure, you are not able to take up the charge, you are not fulfilling the responsibility. Got it? So I hope that's clear. So we have seen FDL 1N. Now the entry, if you remember, what's that entry? I have already informed you about that entry, right? What's that? Purchase to vendor to sundry creditor, right? Can you see that? So that means we have seen a vendor report now in an open item. Can you see that? FK10N, FBL1 we have seen this now. Let me show you another report. /N FK10N. This is nothing but a vendor ledger which will show you a cumulative figure, right? Call your vendor, give company code, give fiscal year, then click on execute. Now it will show you a cumulative figure. See, it is showing you credit. The nature of vendor is credit side. When you clear it, your debit will get affected, so that your balance shows 0. Now it is an uncleared item. That's the reason it is getting carried forward for next future periods. Can you see that? Hope you remember recurring document where I have showed you how to knock off those entries. Last month's expenses will be paid in the current month on 5th or 4th. Got it? I hope you are able to understand this accounting effect. Now FK10N is also there. Now still, if you want to see the line item, just double click on this amount. It will take you to line item display where both the line items are unclear. Okay. Now this is FK10N. Now what's next? Let's see whether sundry creditor got affected or not. Why? Because it's a reconciliation account, it's a subledger. All entries will be updated in sundry creditor indirectly. And you are not supposed to post any entry in sundry creditor directly. Okay, how it is possible to test? Let me show you that. I'll go to F-02. Okay, I'll go to F4 to check my list of ledgers in RETL chart of account. Now see here, I'm calling up sundry creditor, press enter. What is this? Sundry creditor. Is that possible? This is also one of the interview questions about reconciliation. Yes, I hope that's clear. The account which I'm trying to call up here, that's nothing but 100501 is for sundry creditor. And what I told you, it's not possible to post it directly. Why? Because this account is always capturing amounts indirectly via vendor. Is it clear? Now check. Go to transaction code FHGL B03. Okay. Call the same account 100500 or 501. What's this? It's a sundry creditor. Can you see that? Sundry creditor account. Give company code, give fiscal year. Click on execute. What's this? Sundry creditor. What all amounts which you are seeing on a vendor side, you can see them here. Now I got only one vendor, so sundry creditor has taken figures from that single vendor. Tomorrow if you are creating 4 or 5 vendors for your workout, for your practice, then obviously sundry creditor is going to capture figures from the other vendors as well. Now let me double click on it so that you can see 2 line items, what you have posted which is still open. Is it clear? I have posted an invoice and I have shown you the effect in financial records. Any confusion? Yes, anyone? I have showed you how to post an invoice and how to check reports. Okay, let me show you FB60 as well. Why? Because you have just seen complex posting. /n FB60. Okay, this is your enjoy posting which is there in the same navigation. Now your header details is this. Now your line items is this, where you are comfortable enough to put down different purchases here. And how many line items you are going to consider in each document?
Maximum 999.
Maximum 999.
999.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so first you have to change the company code to check in which company code you are trying to post. See, this is also a vendor invoice. Go to F4, okay, and give your company code, press enter, and select your vendor. Okay, enter. Yeah, I've selected my vendor. Now what's the invoice date? F4, F2. This is nothing but your document date. Okay, the amount about to take down 1,30,000. Okay, now text, which is with reference to your number. Lejo, you are having a reference field here. Can you see that? The same effect what we have seen? Yes. If that was 6560, this is 6561. Now this purchase order is going to be 61. Got it? Now here GL account is expected. What's my GL account? 400,200. This is my purchase account. Can you see that? Now already the effect is showing as debit. Why? Because your vendor is automatically getting credited. No question of posting keys here. Simple logic. It's a matter of understanding. That's it. Once you understood what it is, that's enough. Now do you need to write down amount here again? Now just put down star if it is only one purchase. If they are multiple purchase, rather than putting star here, put down here, or else enter the amount manually. Okay, now tab, go for tab, value date, text as plus, then tab. Why? Because you need to enter business area as well. Make sure by putting a cursor here whether it is a business area or business place. Why? Because both look same. Okay, RTHY. Okay, now let me show you some signs here. Now the balance is 0, but it is not yet determined, or it is not yet shown as equal. When both debit and credit is equal, it shows a green sign, and here you'll get a tick mark whether it is checked or not. Okay, so I have entered all those details. Just press enter. Now what happens? See, here status is showing as line item is checked perfectly. See, your amount is copied from here, your text is also copied from here, and your balance is showing you a green sign. And the plus point to go for enjoy posting is you are able to see the address of your vendor here. Whereas in complex posting you can't see the address of vendor. And one more opportunity which you have here while posting vendor invoice in enjoy posting is you can check your outstanding here. List of open items. Can you see that? You got a shortcut here. OIS is a symbol of open items. Sometimes they'll ask you these abbreviations as well. What is LID, line item display? What is OIS mean? Open items. Though these are simple questions, but if they got doubt on your genuinity, they may try to test with these simple concepts as well. Got it? Okay. Now my invoice is perfect. By clicking on save, what will be the document number which is expected? Yes? $3,000?
3.
3 years.
3,000.
Okay,
Three.
save. Okay, save. Got it. See? Posted. Now, if I go to transaction code FTL1N, okay, for this vendor, your open item, the moment I execute this report, I have 3 line items. Can you see that? 3 line items. How to post an invoice with complex level, with enjoy posting. What are the effects of these invoices on different reports like FE03, FAGLV03, FAGLL03, FBL1N, FK10N, right? All these reports, you have seen that. Now, other than this, you might be having a doubt like, but all those reports are still expected. I close this document entry, okay, you go to information system. So this particular node or a folder in a simple language will show you multiple other options for all reports. If you are looking forward for only balances with different modes, by date, by due date, by specific selections. If you are looking for with vendors with particular item wise details, if it is a master data, if it is a payment related stuff, each and every node, if I open this, all these reports are there. Okay, if I open this, see, multiple reports are there. If you want master data, yes, sometimes your management is asking you, please give me those vendors along with the address list. Okay, you execute this report, you'll get that easily. Got it? So as far as the implementation point is concerned, okay, we have to check the accuracy of finance. That's the reason I have given you few transaction codes which will help you in an immediate manner that what all configuration you did is 100% perfect. Is it clear now? You may be, checking it later in a Google says all these reports, and tomorrow you will be having a doubt that this should not be a question. Why he hasn't showed all those reports and all. See, I told you SAP is the biggest ERP, is a big application, it's a big ocean, and it is highly impossible to take you every corner of the ocean or the depth of the ocean. I hope you guys can understand. The way I'm moving up, nobody will go for it. Why? Because every doctors have a different type of logic for treatment. And I hope what I told you, I have trained the thousands of people, and majority of them are successfully working as a consultant, honestly speaking. But sometimes it's some options, like if I go option by option, it will be 1 year diploma for you. Better, instead of sitting with me, you go and take admission in some German university where they will take you for step by step for 1 year, and that is also useless without live experience. Okay, I hope that's clear. Any questions on first 2 points? If it is clear, then I'll immediately switch to the payment side. Yes, any questions? I hope. Any questions? I hope.
No, sir, it's clear from my side.
Lejo, Malia, Sarup, Hari.
I'm clear, sir.
Okay. So let's switch to outgoing payment. Now, how many types of payment? Standard. If you are trying to settle down invoice in a full manner. Partial. How to break one invoice into multiple modes. Residual payments as well. So I have 3 invoices open. So let's treat each method for each invoice. Not the transaction code. Go to accounts payable, document entry. See, You are having an outgoing payment node here. Open this F-53. This is for outgoing payment. Is it clear now? Now press enter. F-53 is the transaction code. Now this is your header area. Again same. Select a document date. Okay. Confirm your company code. Now this is related to bank data. That means from which GL you are trying to pay the amount. You know, we have created one bank account 200100. I hope you guys are aware of. Or else you go to FS00 and check what it is. Or else you can select from F4 if you are having multiple bank accounts. I have only one bank account. That's the reason I'm calling up 200100. My business area RTHY. Now the amount. What's the first invoice amount? Any idea?
2,50,000, sir.
Okay. The best option when you are working on this screen is to have one more session open here. Okay, one more session. What's the purpose? Parallelly, you can see the open items to clear from this vendor or for this vendor. At the L1N, I'll go here, open item, execute. Now my target invoice is 3001. Rest 2 invoices is not my concern. Maybe lack of funds. I have only 2,50,000. So I'm looking forward for one invoice. I can clear my last invoice. You know, this is actually the best practices of business. Most common practice in business is pay the last invoice, then credit will be allotted you. Then what all last pending payments is there, please clear that so that you can avail more credit from us. Got it? Any questions on it? So 2,50,000. I'm about to clear this. 2,50,000. Okay. Now see, value date has been taken by the system. If it is post dated check, plus change this 15th to 25 or 30. Maybe 10 days check, 15 days check, future dated check. Okay. Now, text is nothing but outgoing payment for invoice number 3001. This is to be a safe side for an end user to justify it. Okay, now this is an open item selection. Open item selection, you know, you can see the account type is K. Did you remember that masking? What does this K mean? Vendor. That means you have to select vendor here. Go to F4. Give a company code, then press enter. Though I have one, but see, my explanation is from, you know, multiple point of view. See, when you are working on live environment system, in production system, maybe 50,000, maybe 25,000 vendors. So is it possible for you to remember 404000 like that? No. So better go for F4 and select your vendor to whom you are trying to clear the payment. Can you see here? Here one check mark is there. Standard OIS means standard open items. Okay. Now click on process open item. The moment you click on process open item, what I'm seeing here is 3 invoices. Can you see that? When it is in blue color, that means all 3 are open for settle down. Now what's my target? The amount which I have entered is 2,50,000. The total open item is for 5 lakhs. So there is a difference. Remember, you can only save this payment document when not assigned amount is 0. If this amount is not 0, if there is a small digit experience, difference, you will not be able to save the document. So what you can do here is, you can double click on these 2 invoices which you are not in plan to pay now, right? What happens when you double click on it? It will get deactivated. At present, you don't want to count those invoices for the payment. Just double click on 1,20,000. See, it turned black. That means removed from this payment. Now double click on 1,30,000. Now see, these 2 invoices are deactivated. Now what happens? It is 0. Why? Because only one invoice is open and you are settling that invoice in full payment. Is it clear now? Yet, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What I did, I have deactivated them, and I'm in standard payment. Later on, we'll see partial plus residual. Just concentrate on standard. What is standard? Full payment. Got it? Okay, let me click on save. The moment I click on save, my document type will be taken from KZ. What's that? 4001. See, one document got cleared. Okay. Now, right after this, if you check FDL1N again, okay. If I check FDL1N, open item, see, execute. How many items are open? Only 2. Where is your 3001? Gone. Got it? Now let me go back and show you. Clear item. Execute. See what's that? See here. Your 3001 got cleared with 4001. This 4001 is taken as clear document. Lejo, I hope you understood this.
Yes, sir. I was just about to ask where the clearing document number was. Yeah.
Got it, right? 3001 invoice got paid with 4001 document number. Got it? That's it. See, this invoice is 0 and my status is green for this invoice. Any questions on standard payment?
Sir, if any
Okay.
taxes we got,
Taxes का भी नहीं. This is just a normal process. Taxes is for future. I'm not counting taxes now.
okay, sir.
Sorry?
Okay, sir.
Whatever may be the mode of payment, you can call that mode of payment instead of bank, you call it the cash, but no question of cash in MNCs. Huh? All digital payments will be there, bank transfers will be there, no question of cash. Cash is only for petty expenses. That is two very rare cases. See, you are trying to purchase from Japan, you are trying to purchase from US. Are you going to take cash through flight and you put down the table cash and you are going to purchase the raw material from there? No, right? It's highly impossible. No question of cash, and don't try to put down the words as cash here. In any purchases or any sales, no question of cash. All these mentors and trainers used to use that purchase to cash. उससे जाके पूछो. See, at the time of cup of tea or cup of coffee, we are paying via ATM or Phone Pay or Google Pay. What the hell that are you going to pay 25 lakhs cash, 50 lakhs cash, 1 crore cash? Highly impossible now. This shows the way you people have got trained by your trainers or teachers or the earlier faculty. No question. Please don't repeat this again in front of any team member. Otherwise you will be caught held by your project manager. Huh? This will be a question on genuinity. Please don't mind, but this is a fact. Yes, I hope this is clear. If it is clear, may I proceed for partial payment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So how many total invoices are still open? 2. So let's use those 2 invoices for partial payment. /NF-53 again. F4 F2. What's my next invoice which is still open? See, this report is not pressed. That's the reason I kept this open aside. That's the reason you are seeing this 3001 again. Otherwise you will get confused. Now itself you have showed that this was not there. How come it is in red color? This report is not yet refreshed. So I'm just trying to keep this aside in separate session to show you what all those invoices we are considering for multiple payment methods. Okay, what's my next invoice? 1,20,000. 30,000. My bank account 2000100. RTHY 1,20,000, right? Okay, let me pay 50,000. What's this? Partial payment. Outgoing payment for invoice number 3002. 404340. This is my vendor ID. Okay, what I have given here is my vendor ID. Go to F4 and select. Now click on process open item. Now can you see that? Now which invoice is my target? Is it a standard payment? See, if it is a standard payment and if you try to save the standard payment, system will not take. Right? Difference is too large. Right? Your difference is 2 lakhs and you are just paying 50,000. What I told you, condition to save this payment document is your not assigned must be 0. So is it a standard payment? No. So switch to partial payment tab. Click on partial payment tab. Now, can you see that we are having 2 invoices? Now what's my target? 1,20,000. So you double click on 1,30,000 to disable this. So what happens now? Still the difference is 70,000. What to do? There are 2 ways. You can remove this and enter the amount manually here, like 50,000. If you press enter, it will be 0. Can you see that? If you press enter, system shows amount entered 50,000, amount assigned to this invoice is 50,000. So what's this? Not assigned amount as 0. You can click on save. But earlier it was 1,20,000 mentioned here, correct? So again the difference is 70,000. One, you can enter the amount manually so that you can adjust amount according to your budget, your availability of funds. Simple idea is just to double click on this. Okay. If it is single invoice, double click on it. See, the moment you double click on it, amount you entered is adjusted against that invoice which is open. How to understand that this is open? Blue color. If it is in black, disabled. Is it clear now? Any confusion here?
No.
But at last the condition must be fulfilled that not assigned must be 0. Now is there any other question which is coming in your mind? Let's try to put some more spices into this business concept. I'm sorry, I'm not making you guys confused, but I'm making up your mind to accept the challenges to work as an accounts payable accountant.
So
all your
what about
job, you have to train to your entity.
difference posting and reason code?
Difference posting you have to post what according to the balance which is there on liability side. Okay. Now, one more question which may comes up that it's the same vendor, okay, and he is demanding us to pay for both the invoices. What you can do? It's my choice that I'm trying. Yes, split this amount into 2 invoices. What's the amount which I have entered? 50,000, right? See, total 3 logics I'm talking about here. First logic I explained, second also clear. Now third, if you are trying to split this, please enter the amount manually. Can you see that? Okay. See, if you press enter, it is 0. Your amount entered is 50,000. That 50,000 you have break into 2. Is any confusion?
No, sir, clear.
I could have
No,
taken
sir.
it so easy by breaking up one invoice into multiple payments so that you can understand the partial payment. What if these kind of conditions comes up? Okay, this is your third business case. Now fourth business case is how many maximum invoices you can see in these lines? Maximum 9 or 10. Okay. How many invoices is expected to be opened in a day or in a month or in a year or in a quarter? Many, right? Hundreds of invoices, hundreds of. Now, what if you are targeting a specific document number? Now, are you going to roll up and down here to search that invoice? No. What if you have got an urgent payment for a specific invoice? Then only items or transportation will get dispatched, right? Stock dispatch will be there. Quick payment is required. Then what? Okay, you can search here. Field content search. If it is specific amount search, yes, you can quick search the amount. If it is field search, it may be with help of document number. It may be with the help of document date. It may be with the help of amount. It may be with the help of vendor or description, right? Yes. Click on this. Now, my target is a document number. I'm targeting an invoice number. Okay, document number. The moment you press enter, system will ask you the range and the numbers. What's that? 3002. Okay, just hit enter button. So instead of seeing two invoices, you can see only one. Why? Because your target is in front of you. You're not able to see others here, so that there is no confusion. Is it clear? Clear? Now,
Yes.
what if there are 100 invoices which is open? Now I'm targeting only one invoice to clear. Then see. Now it is hardly impossible by an end user to double click to deactivate or deactivate, right? So here there are two buttons: deactivate items, activate items. Correct? So what you can do, first deactivate all items and target your one item by double clicking on it. Is it easy for you to activate, right? Is any confusion? I have showed you multiple ways to deal with it. Listen carefully and complete this task. Okay, I'm cancelling this. Why? Because I have spoken a lot on each document. I'm just cancelling it. I'll come back again in a fresh mode. I've cancelled this. F4, F2. My bank, RTHY, 50,000. And now outstanding payment for invoice number 3002. Call your vendor ID 404000. Okay, you can press enter or you can click on process open item. Okay, now is it a standard payment? No, please try to switch to partial payment tab. Now double click on 1,30,000. Why? Because this is not your plan, right? So now just double click on payment amount. What happens? The moment you double click on it, your 50,000 is taken, your not assigned is 0. Okay, now click on save. See, document number 4002 got posted. Now how many open items you can see in your FBL? 1 and 1. Yes, how many open items? Yes, how many open items?
Two, sir.
Two, sir.
Two, sir.
Still,
Because
yes.
of your clear
Two.
only partial,
Why? Because
right?
two. Exactly. Two are there. Can you see that? This is also open and this is also open, and this is your clearing documents, and this is not yet adjusted with this completely. That's the reason it is showing you that. Got it? So don't get confused. Why KZ is showing in a status as a red? Why? Because until unless you pay the single rupee of this invoice, this is not going to convert into green. Remember that. Okay. Now, what we can do? You go to /n-53, and it's all an accounts payable job. He must have an idea that what all invoices he paid and how much he paid. That's based on clearing document. He will identify what sum of amount is paid against to that particular invoice. Remember that. 200 100. Now RTHY. Now what's the balance? Yes. What's the balance? Yes. What's the balance?
70,000.
Outgoing payments for 3002 and 404000. Press enter. Now, what to activate, what to deactivate? To make a standard payment. What do you think? This is a standard payment for line item 1, right? Yes, Lejo.
Sir, won't we have to go to
Partial payment we should. Partial payment.
My target is invoice number 3002. Do you still want me to proceed for partial? Do you still want me to do a partial payment required here?
can I disable 1,000? Can I disable 1,000
50.
And will the amount
I
get
think so
adjusted?
it is. Yes, sir.
Simple.
We can do it standard payment on.
Yes, it's a standard payment. Have a look here. I'm just trying to disable this. That's it. Now what's this? This 1,20,000 is already considered with disable this 50,000. Can you see that? Now what's this? This 1,20,000 is already considered with 50,000. Can you see that? 0. I hope there is no confusion. See, I took only 3 invoices. What if I have taken 10 invoices? Only 3 invoices. What if I have taken 10 invoices to discuss this here? And what about live environment? Where there are dozens of invoices. Oh, now you're understanding. Now you're understanding the subject of the subject. Okay, please mute back. Rajesh, please mute your mic. Rajesh, please mute your mic. Okay, thanks. Now see, so it is my standard payment. Okay, click on see. See, document number 4003 got posted. Now let's see the effect in FBL 1N. Now, how many open items? Yes, how many open items?
1 item, sir.
Okay, let's see. Correct, right? So I hope you understood that. Clear, Lajo?
Yes, sir.
Interesting, right? To play with multiple invoices and all. Okay. Now let's go back. Cleared items. Execute. Now see, KR, KR. Now this KR for 1,20,000. Can you see that? All 3 are in same line. The same clearing document is used to clear 1,20,000. Why? Because we have kept this 50,000 along with 1,20,000 to settle down this 70,000. That's the reason one clearing document is used to verify the payment for 3,002. I hope those people are especially belongs to accounts payable can understand what I just told you guys. I have multiple other business cases which I don't want to implement right now. Why? Because you are already confused. I know you are roaming around, the Google Play Store, and you have to go for 2 times at least to understand what we have discussed. If you are new to this, otherwise, if you are already into this specialization, it won't take much time, more than half an hour, for you guys to digest this concept. Yes, any confusion? I hope now you guys are ready to answer your auditors while working as an end user, not of course as an associate consultant. These are not consultant's job. Any confusion? No? I'll take it as a clear sign. I think someone has texted me. Let's see who's. Yes, Shabir, Malia, Rajesh, Sarup, Hari. Any confusion for invoice, for reporting, for standard and partial payment, what we have discussed?
No, sir.
Okay, done. Fine. Let's stop it here. We'll see residual payment tomorrow. Because again it will take some 15 to 20 minutes time. Already it's 1:01. Very short time for me to log in. Okay, that's all for today. You just go ahead with this report. I think earlier reports have been received in your email, right? I've sent every record in your attachment.
Yes, sir.
Now,
yes, sir.
I'll send you this by today evening after conversion.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for joining. Bye for now. See you tomorrow at the same time.
Bye.